Cheers, vinyl community! Alex here, and as you might have noticed, I have not been very active recently here, but that's because I'm working too much and I'm also finishing with my master, and I have basically no time to be posting and updating. But, anyways, I'm trying to make a quick response video, and this one is on behalf of Tuco. So, for those who don't know, Tuco has a channel here called Wax Ecstatic, and Tuco played in 3 different legendary death metal bands in the US. One is Diabolic Possession, which I was very shocked to know that they became active once again. I mean, Tuco on his video was showing like a recent release, and I know from my fanzine times the Diabolic Possession had some releases in the 90s, but I was not aware that they returned. And he also played for Nosferatu and also for Xenomorph, and those who likes this kind of really, I don't know how to call it, like, but from the grave death metal, as we call it, like regressive death metal, but in a good sense of way, you would enjoy all the 3 bands. I'm gonna link here in the description all of his bands. And he also played guitar for Thor, and those who know, Michael Pilmer works for Thor, and there's also a movie about Thor that I still haven't watched, but I'm planning to do it quite soon as I find the time. Anyways, let's go to the video. Tuco started by showing this record here, Celtic Frost to Mega Therion. This is the first press by Noise Records here from Germany. Legendary album. I mean, I think that Celtic Frost doesn't need any introduction. They are a legendary band from Switzerland that emerged right after the end of Hellhammer, which is also another legendary band. And Tuco was saying on his contest, I'm gonna link his contest here, and he asks, which album would you like to listen for the very first time? Like, you could erase this album from your memory just to hear it for the very first time. And his pick was To Mega Therion. And I can totally understand why. This is also a very influential album on my mind. I could pick like several of those albums, but there's one that I get, it is a little special to me. So you need to understand that my favorite music genre of all times has been like black and doom metal. It's kind of hard to find which one I like the most. I think I like more black metal bands, but the amount that I like doom metal make it equal. And well, this is for me the quintessential doom metal record, Candlemass Nightfall. Sorry for the reflection in my webcam. Anyways, this was released back in '87, so the year I was born. This is a repress in 180 grams. This is some pictures from the era, and here you have the legendary singer Messiah Marcolin. And Messiah entered this band, and he totally gave the voice of doom to Candlemass. I guess that Candlemass is one of these seldom bands like Iron Maiden, and I don't know, it's even hard to pick, that is led by the bass player. So there you go here, the bass player, Leif Edling. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Anyways, and yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this record. As I mentioned, it's the first record with Messiah. They had a previous album before, Epicus Domicus Metallicus, with Johan on the vocals, and Johan came back to the band right now. Candlemass is this sort of band that were always very lucky, even when changing singers. You know, they always had like legendary singers in front of them. But I guess that Messiah is the one which is most well known. And when you think about Candlemass, when you think about doom metal, the imagery and the voice of Messiah Marcolin, it is, you know, top notch. That's what defines the genre. And the thing about this record here is there's a lot of albums that doesn't have any bad song, but this one, every song, including the intro, the interludes, everything is a solid 10 out of 10. I know that I'm suspicious to talk about it because this is one of my favorite records of all times. That gives me an idea making a series here about my 10 favorite records. One video for each talking about my personal experience to that. And as I mentioned, I really enjoy black metal, but somehow in doom metal it feels like the more spiritual the lyrics are, the more evil the guitar riff sounds. I mean, I can point that on Samaritan from Candlemass, I can also point that from The Wandering Jew from Reverend Bizarre, or even After Forever by Black Sabbath. So it's quite the opposite from the more satanic and evil, the better the black metal band is. And this, I guess that most of the classics, if you exclude Solitude that came from the first album, you're gonna find on this record. Well of Souls, At the Gallows End, Samaritan, Darker the Veils of Death, and of course Bewitched, that has a classic video clip which has even Dad from Mayhem acting on the clip. Anyways, I think that I can't remember much about the first time that I listened to that, but it was love at first hear, and this album has been part of my life since I can remember my musical memories, and this is an album that only grows within me. So I guess that this would be my pick of which album I would like to hear again for the very first time, just to be shocked and mesmerized by how incredible it sounds. And as I mentioned, this is just a quick update. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.